Oh my gosh, where have you been? Let me tell you, my Q4 is going to rock because I have been working very, very hard at it. And if you see any mess in the background, just ignore it because I'm going to tell you a little bit about what I've been going through the last week, 2 weeks. And that's why I've kind of been a little bit absent from social media, but I wanted to step on here and let you all know that I have not forgotten about you. You may hear background noises. My windows are open because it's a beautiful morning and the air is crisp and chilly, and it's amazing because it has been close to 90 here all week. It's just been crazy. October and Missouri. So let me tell you what's been going on. Number one, I haven't been on social media a lot. And I turned on social media and I immediately saw a horrific story out of the county that I live in. And I thought about it and I said, do we really need to know? Do you need to know every graphic detail of every horrible thing that happens? It just drives me crazy. I come from a criminal justice background. I have worked with inmates for 14 years. I am now a full-time reseller, and I have thought about telling my story of how I got here. And I may do that. I'm retired now, so I have a little bit more freedom that I could speak on things that I couldn't when I was working. But the need to know, it just drives me nuts. And I think social media has really added to that. Okay, so that's my little PSA. So where have I been? I have been working my butt off. I had 7 bins of clothing that were winter items that were saved up as I purchased things in the summer last year, and I put them away. And now that I'm trying to sell them and I wanted to get them done, I am down to 3 bins, but I also keep on buying, and I know that that's a big no-no on some people's radar, but I don't care. You know what? There's deals out there, and I will get through the list. And plus, I'm going to need things to list during the winter months because garage sales are going to be gone, estate sales are going to be limited, and I'm going to be left with thrift stores. So it'll be okay. But hold on. Let me reach way down here. I started a new book. I now have 6 of these filled out. And if you don't know, this is how I do it. I like a hard copy. I like to have a backup. And the reason for that is that I have seen so many things disappear from my internet and my computer, or you don't know if you're going to have a malfunction. So I love a hard copy. I don't care if you call it old fashioned. I don't care what you call it. I call it wise. So what I do, everything gets written. I'm sorry, I keep bumping. I got a new system. I got a new light. I got a new setup. Everything's like new right now. I write everything down. I write the price, the item, a little description, measurements, and where it came from. The bin, where it goes in, everything. So this is book number, what did I say, 5, and this is 6? I can't remember, but they're all downstairs and I've kept them, and I don't know why, but I am. I'm going to keep them for a while until they get to be too much. So this is how I do things. And then from here, I sit up by my computer and I put it into my, I use Jason Hayes' spreadsheet. I put everything into the spreadsheet. It's like boom, 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 and it's done. And so now I have a hard copy. If I cannot find it on the internet, I cannot find it on the spreadsheet, I can go back to this and I can find it. And I can find out what happened to it. So that's what I've been doing. So this is where I'm at. This is the end of the book. So I have been listing, and I have a ton of accessories to do, and I've got more stuff. And if you zoom in and freeze this, you'll see what I paid. That's the end. So these ones I haven't taken pictures of yet, but I'm going to do that. So what else have I been doing? My house is a disaster because I took a couple estimates on painting my deck. If you remember, last year I got a new deck. It is a wraparound deck, and it is 20 some feet in the air. The bids were outrageous, and I just could not. I already spent 20 grand on the deck. I wasn't going to spend 5 grand to have it stained. And my neighbor 2 doors down put a beautiful gray stain on his deck, and so I just copied the color. Paint is ridiculous stain. I keep calling it paint, but it is colored stain. $73 a gallon. So far I bought 4 gallons. I am almost done. Not really. I've done the stairs, I've done the pillars, I've done the stair, like all the spindles and stuff on the stairs, and I did the one short thing. And I'm going to tell you what you need. Oh my gosh, I should have brought it up here. If you're ever going to paint anything, buy this mitt. I will do a PSA on this thing. This mitt, it's fuzzy and it fits on your hand. And I wore a glove under it just in case, but it did not leak. And I did the spindles, and to be real honest, it didn't work so well on the spindles, but you know what? You put your hand in that and you just run on all your flat boards and it's done. No paintbrush. I am in love with this thing. But my problem now is, what I have to do now, it ends up being in the sun most of the day, and the sun is very bright and it is very hot. And today I wanted to go to the farmer's market, so I went, which also means that I cannot paint the deck today. So I'm going to be cleaning my house and of course doing my listings. I'll probably do pictures on those items and I'll get caught up. So besides volunteering 2 times a day, and also I babysit for my grandchildren, yeah, that's where I've been. And I haven't forgotten about you, and I miss you all. Yes, everybody was so excited when I sold the ghost, the Holland ghost. And if you didn't see that video, just kind of search for it. It's on YouTube and TikTok, YouTube, and Facebook. I got a lot of comments on it. She was awesome. That ghost was awesome. I think she was a she. Some people thought it was a he. I don't know. But she was awesome, and she lit up. And so the person I finally got rid. It took up an entire bin of space. And so she is gone, and she found a new home to someone who's going to love her and use her. And I asked them to send me pictures of what they do with her. So I hope I get that. So that's where I've been. So you got yourself a PSA, you've got yourself an update. I might do a little history on me and where I came from and where I am. And that's it. But things have been going great. And I finally went to the new, as you saw the video, the new Goodwill that's in the town where I used to work. And it's amazing. The clothing, not so much. I think people are taking a lot of their clothing to Plato's Closet. We have a place here called Hut 8, and there's a Sprout Fitters, there's a couple other ones. So I kind of think that's what people are doing with their clothing. Everything else, no. They're hard goods, so I have actually, my store has been kind of pushed a little bit more into hard goods, makeup, personal care items, things like that, as I have found a ton of them at this new thing. And not a lot of people, they're not early birds there. I think the store opens at 9. Sometimes I get there at 10, and between like 10 and 12, nobody's hitting the racks, nobody's hitting the shelves, and it's like awesome. And it won't always be like that. In fact, yesterday I went a little bit later. There was a lot of people there. They weren't bringing out a lot of stuff. I bought 3 things. That was it. But the 2 days prior than that, I spent $144 and $101, I think, the next day. And mostly on hard goods. And I did buy myself 2 pair of brand new tennis shoes. I don't know who gave up their Brooks, and they were in my size, but there was probably 10 pair, and I got to pick out of the 10 pair. I bought 2 because I need tennis shoes so bad. I've been wearing a pair of tennis shoes that are too big and don't fit my foot, and these are pretty awesome. So that's it, guys. How are my sales? My sales are doing steady. I really want to see an increase. I went down. I don't know what happened with eBay, and it happened right at the same time that Poshmark did their whole Ground Advantage thing. And I don't know if something offset. I don't know. I don't know what happened, but I literally went 2 days without sales on eBay. That never happens. Never. And I have heard from a lot of people that common experience that it's happened. So if it's happened to you, don't worry. It does pick back up. I kind of got mad, and I do promoted listings, and normally I do 6%. And I was like, fine, shut off my sales. So I lowered my promoted listing, and 2 days later, bing, 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 sales started up again. For the Q4 season, I am probably going to raise my promoted to 7 or 8%. I haven't decided yet. Yeah, because you have to do that, and then you give discounts, and you have to, you have to weigh it all out. Do not do the promoted stuff on Poshmark. Number one, doesn't even make sense. It doesn't really promote you. So yeah, don't do that. Don't waste your time and your money. What else has happened? Mercari. I had a lost shipment on Mercari. I was kind of mad. Let's see, it was September 2nd, and I think around the 18th, the person wrote and said, hey, I didn't get my belt. And I was like, oh crap, because I deal with a post office that is just, it should just be leveled. It's worthless really as a post office. But anyway, I panicked because I thought, I'll bet they didn't mark it. I bet it's like gone, whatever. Well, it marked it as shipped, and it was accepted. And then it just said in transit, and it has been lost. So Mercari, I guess, initiates a lost mail package, which is kind of cool. A little bit more than what Poshmark or eBay does. And so far, I'm just kind of waiting for the results of that and to see what happens. I'm very, very new to Mercari. I've only sold about 10 things on there, so this is first. I'll have to wait it out and see what happens. That's about it. So sales so far from yesterday, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I've sold 7 things. Kind of still on the low end for me, but it's going better. I sold some nice items. My profit for September was still really good, so I'm good. And that's about it. That's my update. That's where I've been. If you want to come help me paint my deck, please come on over anytime. Yeah, my goal was to have it done by tomorrow, but today I said I wanted to go to the farmer's market, and like I said, the sun just comes up too fast and too hot. And then I looked at the weather, and it's supposed to rain on Tuesday and Wednesday, and if that happens, that's a 5-day wait before you can paint again. So for sure, tonight and tomorrow, I'm going to get the long end spindles and everything done, so that all that is left is getting on a 20-foot ladder and doing the parts on the outside that I can't reach from the inside, and the floor, and saving a spot for my grandchild who wants to paint a rainbow. And yes, I'm going to go to Lowe's, and I'm going to get her rainbow paints, like the little samples, and so she can draw a rainbow on my deck, and it can stay there. And people don't like it, they can paint over it if I ever move. But I'll tell you what, I am never painting this deck again. I will move. I am not. This has been, it's been a lot. But in saving like $5,000, and I've only spent $250 in paint, and the exercise is good for you anyway. So you guys have a great day. That's where I've been. And I'm going to show you that mitt, because I'm not kidding. I would sell these things. It's not just any one. It's a certain one on an Amazon Marketplace. The thing, I love it. I ordered 2 more, and they should be here today. That's it. Bye. I love you guys. I miss you. I thank you for your support. I've tried to answer all the comments, and things that you said and liked all your likes and followed you back. I promise, once the deck is done, this girl can breathe again. I am going on vacation in a couple weeks, but it won't be for long. And after that, this girl is back. We'll do some lives, we'll chat, we'll talk about things, we'll talk about Holland the Ghost, and you guys have a great Q4. If you've not prepared for it, do it now. Get your bags, get your tape, get your boxes, get everything you need. Poshmark boxes. I sent 2 emails. I talked to somebody online. I still haven't got any. So I'm just using what I have. And I am using the eBay boxes to ship Poshmark stuff because I just don't have any other boxes right now. And I may have to order some from Grainger, order from Grainger, order from Grainger, order from Grainger. All right, guys, have a great day. I will talk to you later. I've got stuff to do. Bye.